noticed that the phenomenon of mass formation in relation to the Russian-Ukraine-US-NATO conflict. Could we see this as a new anchor for people's floating anxiety? At least for part of the world, did people's object of attention shift from the virus to the Russian threat?
Oh yes, of course, that's very clear. So I don't mean to say that Putin is the good guy and Europe is the bad guy. I will not. I could talk about that, but that's not what I want to say in the first place. In the first place, it's clear indeed that we see the same narrow focus as attention. In Europe, it is as if we have no capacity anymore to listen to the Russians, to listen to Putin's narrative, and to in such a way that we can try to find out how we could agree and how we could move on, move forward together. No, it is suddenly as if Europe represents all the good and Russia all the bad in this situation, which of course is not true. And you can easily understand that if you pay attention to what I said before, namely that the reason, like the central condition from which mass formation emerges is social isolation. Okay, so many people have to feel socially isolated, but the process of mass formation, people participate in the process of mass formation unconsciously because they hope to feel connected again. Okay, they try to feel connected again, and in the first it looks as if they indeed feel solidarity again and feel connected again. But if on a closer examination, you see that actually, as the mass formation proceeds, the bonds between the individuals, as I explained, start to deteriorate more and more. So after a process of mass formation, people feel even more socially isolated than before. And we see this now extremely clearly. For instance, at university where I work, many students complained that they felt exhausted, because of all the online classes and all the online communication. But now that they are allowed to come to university again, they do not come anymore. They stay at home. We see only 1 out of 10 of the students is physically present, physically comes to the university. And we see the same at the level of people who work in a company or at the level of their job. In one way or another, people longed to see their colleagues again, but now they can see their colleagues again. And in a strange way, they prefer to stay at home. This shows the extremely destructive effects of mass formation on a society. So it starts from social isolation. It seems to be a remedy for social isolation, but it leads to more social isolation. And that's why now, with the Russia narrative and with the Ukraine narrative, we see that an even stronger kind of mass formation starts to impose itself to society, which of course is extremely dangerous.